Hello everyone, I'm Rohit. I'm going to present a new project presentation based on the domain image processing, that is artificial intelligence, namely face recognition attendance system. The aim of this project is to maintain the attendance record of the students. With day-to-day activities is a challenging task. The following system is based on face recognition image processing to record the attendance of the students. What is face recognition? A face recognition is a type of computer vision or image processing that uses optical input to analyze an image and identify or verify the faces. Face recognition is a category of biometric security and a form of person identification. Face recognition technology can be used to support other capabilities like faces, identification, grouping, and verification. So, how the facial recognition works? The foremost requirement is to capture the image, and that can be done by scanning the images of using cameras. Unique facial data is to extract from the sample by extracting. Then we can compare the images by using the database and the software that dedicates whether the sample matches any picture in the database or not. So what are contents or steps which are involved in this project? First one, we have to import the libraries, and second, we have to create the graphic user interface file for designing the software, and third, we have to create a Python code for operating the software or designing of the graphic user interface, and we can connect them. And then we have to add new students for recording the attendance. So what softwares and hardwares are required in this project? For software, first one we need is a Qt Designer. It is a tool provided by the PyQt5 to design the front end of the graphic user interface application by drag to drag method. It is a GUI builder tool, that is graphic user interface builder tool, to simply drag to drag interface. A GUI interface can be quickly built without writing a code. Second one is the Visual Studio. Visual Studio is used to create a Python code, and we can combine the graphic user interface and it shows the output. Next one is the DB Browser SQLite 3. DB Browser SQLite 3 is used after recording the attendance, and it creates a table which is we can browse the data and then we can shows the result that whoever the students are present. Next is the OpenCV. Full form is Open Source Computer Vision. OpenCV was built to provide a common infrastructure for computer vision application to accelerate the use of machine perception in the commercial products. OpenCV is used for business or modify the code. For hardware requirements, first one we need a laptop with 8 GB RAM or above, and second is the camera or a web camera, which we needed is 720 pixels or above pixels. So what are the libraries which I am importing in this project? First one is a Qt core. It is an application contains main event loop where all event from operating system and other sources are processed and dispatched. Second one is the Qt GUI, means it is used for GUI programs, that means graphic user interface programs to create an interfaces. Whereas the Qt core is for non-GUI programs which works on under interface. Next one is the Qt widgets, is for importing the tab widgets of the graphic user interface programs. Next one is the UIC import load UI tag is for importing the path, that is operating system path. So next is we importing the system, and we importing the SQLite 3 for recording the attendance, and from date time for importing the date also, for what are the dates, whoever the dates or students are present. And we can import the CV2 for camera, and next is the operating system, that is OS, and next is the NumPy. The flowchart of the system. First one, we can open the camera and show the face. It do some image processing, then it do some face detection, and then it does the feature extraction and face recognition. Then the extraction can be recorded in the database. If it is not, we have to enter the database. If not, it gives the punching failure and you can move out. If the extraction was recorded in the database and it is there, then it shows the clock in success. If the extraction of the database is no, we can enter the database. If the database is entered lately, then convolutional neural network is used to generate the face template, and it can be saved in the database. I'm going to explain the algorithm, that is R cascade algorithm, also known as Viola-Jones algorithm, is a common algorithm that used for face detection in computer vision. It involves training a cascade functions using a large number of positive or negative images. The algorithm uses R-like features to compute different subwindows of an image at different scales and positions. The main features are selected using the AdaBoost algorithm, and each subwindow is checked for the presence or absence of a face using a cascade or classifier. So this is the flowchart. It acquires a new image for camera, then it converts to color to grayscale, and then it detects a face using cascade classifier. If the face is detected, and it detects the eyes in the face image. If the face is not detected, it will say the message is try again. Then if the face is detected, by using the cascade classifier, it detects eyes in face image. If the eyes are not detected, then it reverts back to the detected face. If the eyes and face are detected, then it normalizes face images size and orientation. Then it contrast and lightning enhancement, and then it using PCA classifier, it goes to the facial recognition. Then it collects some samples, then it goes to the recognition training, goes to the PCA classifier, and then it goes to facial recognition. So next one is the PCA method. Full form is Principal Component Analysis method. Is to transform the faces images into a small set of characteristics feature images called eigenfaces, which are the principal components of the initial training set of the face images. PCA yield projection directions that maximizes the total scatter across the classes across all face images. This is the final output main window. In this main window, there are 5 pages. First one is the login page, second one is the main form page, third one is the training page, fourth one is the face recognition page, or we can call it as attendance entry page, and fifth one is the report page. I can explain each and every page one by one. In this main window, the first page is the login page. In this page, we have to enter the password. If we enter the password correctly, then it opens the main form page after clicking the login button. The second page is the main form page. In this page, we have to show the user's face in a web camera. It will take the photos or images of the user's face and store into the dataset folder. In this page, there are 4 options. First one is the training user page, and second one is the attendance entry page, and third one is the reports page, and then is the logout page for logout. The first option is the training process page. It will ask the name of the student and we have to enter the student name. The next one is the training capture controls, which is used to include any number of captures of the user's face in the web camera, or it can capture the images. For example, I want to say a student can show their face and can select 100 capture controls. If I want to select 100 captures or the 100 images, you can select any numbers. Then the student dataset can fill the 100 images or 100 photos of the student's face, and it can move into the dataset folder. The next page is the attendance entry page. This page is used to enter the attendance or record the attendance. After starting the recording of the attendance, the web camera will be visible. Then student can show their face and records the attendance, and it's recorded in the report page. Then the student is present. If not, the students will be absent. The next page is the report page. In this page, we can record the students after the user's face shown in the web camera. The select date drop-down menu is used for recording the students, that how many are present and how many are absent. Every day, the students can do the same process. So I am in the system. I am going to show you the Python code and the main window of this output. But first I am going to show you the graphic user interface of the face recognition attendance login system, which was created in the Qt Designer. It has totally 5 pages. First page is the login page. We have to enter the password, correct password, and then goes to click on the login button and goes to the second page. If not, it shows the invalid password. Next, in the main window or the main form page, it has 4 options. First one is the train user, attendance entry, reports, and login. In train user, what we can do means when we click the training tab, it opens the training process or a training page. You have to enter the person name or a student name, and then training capture counts. How many capture counts do you want, and how many images want you to capture? This is the tab. We can select it, and we can click the train button. Then it opens the camera, and then the icon square box will become like a blue color, and it records the new student images, and it can be created into the dataset folder. So next is the attendance entry. In attendance entry, when we open this is the attendance entry. We can record the attendance. The previous students who have been came, it can be recorded while capturing the face image, and it inserted into the report page. It is a form of database or a dataset. So this is the graphic user interface, that how the face recognition attendance login system works. So I'm going to open the Visual Studio. In Visual Studio, here this is the Python code. In this first one, what I did is I have already imported the libraries, the PyQt5 core, Qt-GUI, widgets, importing load types, system SQLi3, date, and CV2 for camera, and operating systems, and NumPy. Second one, in the line number 10, this is the connection between the graphic user interface and the Python code. So I want to show you when I want to run the code, and this is which shows the graphic user interface as the output. So this is the output, and it opens the main window. So that before that I'm going to explain all the code, what I'll explain all the code, and then I will show you the output when I'm going to run the code in the last. So so the next one I'm going to show you is the links, classes and tabs, that is login button, logout button, close, chain link, attendance link, report link. These are the various operations which can be done in this graphic user interface of the face recognition attendance login system. Next is the SQLite 3, that is a connection between the face record database. So this is the face record database which I already inserted here, and what I did is created the create table if not exist attendance, that database line should be written here, and shows the print that table created successfully. For example, I'm going to run the code. As you can see, the table is created successfully. The message has also been given. If not, that this message will be occurs, that error in the database, error in creating the database. So next I'm going to show you the step-by-step processes, whatever this done for operations of the graphic user interface of the face recognition attendance system. First one is the login process. In login process, we are going to write a password. That password, inside the password text we have to write the password, and this is the password, is 123, and you can create any password also. So you can say text, and we can write the correct password here. If you click the login button, and it goes to the new page, or else if you write any password or wrong password you have typed in this text, then it shows the invalid password here in this message. So next one is the logout process. It appears on the second page. If you click the logout button, then it moves to the login page, means it goes to the previous page. And the close window process is for closing the software. So this is the close icon. And next is the show main form. In show main form, that is when you are typing the password correctly, then it goes to the main form page. In main form page, it has 4 options. First one is the training form. Training form, actually here I want to tell you, is the current index. Current index means options. So these are the options, that first option, second option, third option, fourth option. These options are already been inserted in the set current index. So first one is the trained user. It is used for training, and attendance entry for recording the attendance. And this is the report form. In the report form, what we can do means, after recording the students, whoever the data, which date the student came, it can be recorded in the data set, or means a data table. So this is the face record database, and select star from attendance. You can type here. I already done that in SQLite 3. So I will show you after the recording the previous students. So next I'm going to show you another, that is the selected dates report. Selected dates report is choose that which date you wanted to select. So for example, you wanted to adjust date and time. So today's date is 20th August. I wanted to select the another date as 2nd September or 5th September. You can change it when you switch off the time automatically. Then you can change the time manually. Then you can change the date only. You cannot change the time as usual. So this is selected date reports, or the dates, even the previous dates also be recorded in the database. When I just already done some basic trials, the basic trials are already done in the previous dates, and this today's date is also recorded. So in output when I'm going to run that, before that I'm going to adjust the date, but right now I will explain these processes of these face recognition attendance system graphic user interface operations. So this is the training page. Training page is used to capture the new student image and record in the dataset folder. This is the hard cascade frontal face default XML that is for hard cascade algorithm. So this is the hard cascade frontal face default, and this is the lengthy code. It contains 33,000 lines of the code. And this is the datasets for creating the dataset folder and subdata self training name text. And you can OS path join is for joining both the paths. And when you click the train, for example, you want to going to click the train user and you want to enter the person name or student name, then you can capture the counts, any counts you wanted to capture, then you can click the train. If you click the train, the camera will be open and it gives the message as the new directory is created. And this is the width and height of the square, blue color square. And this is a video capture. This is for capturing the web camera opens. This is for web camera opens. And next I'm going to show you this the faces gray color. This is the gray color means if I want to show you the image, the previous image or previous demo for the trials. So these are the previous trials which I have already done. For example, I'm going to select the student number 2. As you can see, this when we capture the image, the table is created successfully, and the color of the every image is in form of gray. The color is gray. So I wrote this code as gray color, that's CV2 CVT color, that to the color BG2 gray. And faces is cascade detecting the multiscalar, that also same color gray. So next, this open series for opening the camera. And this message is for after the capturing the images. When it is reached to 100, it gives a message as training completed successfully. And I set the training count set is 100 here. Next is the record attendance. This process is used when the previous students came into the college or any institute, but first you have to record the attendance. After when that is, I'm going to open the this is the attendance entry, and when you can open that, this will record the attendance. We click this for record the attendance, then the camera will be open and the square box will comes and that color is green, and then it will record the previous faces or the previous students' faces. But before that, the message will comes like this. Then the camera, before it will open, if the message came, the process started waiting, then the camera will open. And this is the algorithm, hard cascade, and it can create the data set that is been after the recording the previous students whoever came for attendance. And this is for connection between the face recognition database and selected maximum max attendance for attendance. Next, after all these are the connections of the after recording the students, then it can record it into the data set. Here the data set is inserted. If not, it gives a message like this: error in the database can be inserted. And lastly, it will give the message attendance is registered successfully after recording the previous students. So that's it guys. So this is the code of, this is the main code of this face recognition attendance system Python. So before I'm going to run the code, I wanted to adjust the date and time. So if today's date is 28th, so I'm going to set the time automatically or switch off. Then I'm going to set the date and time manually. I'm going to set the date as maybe, and said maybe I'm going to select the 2nd September 2023 as a default. Then I'm going to change the date, only date, not time. As you can see, the date has already been changed. So I'm going to switch off this, and then I'm going to run this code. As you can see, the table is created successfully, and here you go. This is the output has already been visible. So I'm going to write the correct password. Then I click on the login button. The first process is easy training process. Here in the training process, I'm going to click the training user. So I'm going to select the student name when the new student is came. For example, I'm going to type the name as student 7. Then I'm going to click on train. Then what happens, you can check. Okay. As you can see, the training is completed successfully. So I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to paste my folder, and that folder is already recorded. So I'm going to datasets, and then going to click student 7. As you can see, the images as converted into gray, and the new student is already recorded. And here the blurring, the starting images came into blurring. As you can see, these are the blurring images that already came, and previously and next images numbers, it converts into HD. So that's the training process can be done. So next I'm going to record the attendance. So I'm going to record the attendance. I'm going to record the attendance for the whoever the previous students came. So now right now in today's, I created the 2nd September, whoever the students came, I'm going to record it. Even my also. So next I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to reports. Then I will just drag on here. As you can see, in particular date, whoever the students came is recorded into the report page. If you want the whole data set, the whoever the particular date students came, I'm going to show you in the SQLite 3. So I'm going to go back here and click on logout. So I'm going to close the software. I'm going to click Ctrl C also. So next I'm going to open the SQLite 3. I'm popping down that, and going to open this DB browser SQLite 3, and I'm opening the database, which was the database so already created in face recognition folder, and this is the FaceReco. I'm going to open it and browse the data. As you can see, these students are already recorded into the database. And finally, even the conclusion, we have understand that automated attendance system or facial recognition has been envisioned for the purpose of reducing the errors that occurs in the traditional attendance taking system. This method is secure enough, reliable, and available for use. No need for specializing the hardware for installing the system in the office. Can be constructed using a camera and computer. In this system, we have implemented an attendance system for a lecture section or laboratory by which lecturers or teaching assistant can record the students' attendance. This attendance system demonstrates the use of image processing techniques in classroom. This system can not only helping the attendance system, but it also improves the goodwill of the institution. I hope you like this video. Thank you. Thanks for watching.